Okay, guys, so we are live on YouTube now. I'm going to be starting off this program now. Welcome back. I know I've given some people some run for yesterday. Um, we're we're going to be digging in more deeper. What I would advise is please go back to some of the videos. I know that we have short and limited time, and I can't take all the questions from everybody. And this is also it's not an advanced class. You understand. So I expect that everybody who is going to be in this class will take everything serious. Um, some people might be joining soon, might be joining, recently, and they didn't have enough background. Please go back, watch those videos. You have 1 week between now and next week to cover a lot of ground. The ones you have missed, if you need to have a test account to practice with, it's very, very important, because if you miss it at this very early stage, it will be difficult for you to catch up when you go to advanced class. This particular class will be ending by next week. And then so we have so much to cover today, and then so much to do between now and next week. So by that time, you have had at least some level of foundation to take you up to the next phase. So, and it's a good thing that I just want to make sure that I put it out there. Yesterday I asked, usually the way we do is that I will ask you to do some homework. For at this class level, we don't really mark it, but I expect you to practice with it. Now, like I said, for those who are going to be going to the advanced class, they are going to be doing presentation for every of the assignment they get, because again, that's more reason why we have 2 hour stretch. I'm still trying to manage 1 hour plus here, but by the time you get to the next class, we'll have enough time for everybody to actually do their presentation, how they come with the assignment and things like that. You'll be more thorough. And so that being said, I just wanted to make clear that, of course, I want to make sure that you practice enough at your own time, because we don't have that luxury for everybody at this stage. So please bear with us, at this stage. So yesterday, going by the assignments given, we expected that people by now should be able to create share mailbox, resource mailbox, and being able to do mailbox delegation. And there's going to be a follow-up with what we have today. And then I'm also going to be doing a knowledge check as well. I didn't do that for the second time. We're supposed to do that last week Sunday, because I know a lot of people have issues with the accounts and all that. I decided not to do the knowledge check. So we're going to do the knowledge check. The knowledge check is when we all respond to the quiz again. So we'll respond to the quiz, and then from there, I explain the part of the assignment. I'll be giving the assignment every time. Make sure you do it. And then the quiz, we all look at it, the questions, and then you drop your answer on the chat board, what you see, and the questions. Again, when we get to the next class, the quiz will be marked. Will quiz be marked? The assignments will be looked into. We have to do presentation, to more thorough. Of course, for the next class, it's going to be more thorough, like I mentioned. So please bear with us at this level. So first and foremost, I'm going to share my screen, and then we'll talk about the knowledge check. 1 minute. So the first thing about the knowledge check, the first quiz, you're supposed to do at least about 5 quiz before the class. But let's take a look at this. The first one. We're supposed to do this tenet, which I believe some of you already created. So it's not really a quiz, it's more like trying to make sure that you create your first tenet. And of course, the second part of the quiz is your ID tenants. So we expected for you to know your ID tenant. Of course, create users, the more of users to create. So this was for us to gather information about if you have actually done the work or not. So I'm going to go to the second one. This one is actually a quiz. I'm going to click to start. And I needed you to tell me what your answers are. I mean, your answer is, based on for each of the. So the very first one, just drop your comments there. The very first one we're going to take a look at is number 3. We're starting from number 3 to 7. The first one is just their name and their thing. So now we can know where you are sending it. So the first one is when you create a member's account, members can have full admin role. That is one. The second one, when you create a guest account has a full admin role. Is it true or false? The third one, with guest account, with guest account, you will need external ID for invitation. Is it true or false? Type of group account on Entra ID as security group and distribution group. Is it true or false? Based on what I taught you yesterday, is it true or false? A user does not need a license to get a mailbox in Office 365. Is it true or false? So please, I quickly react to this. Okay, 3, somebody has given me his answers. Answers, 3, 4, 5. Let me expand it so that you can see it very well. I need answers to 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Answer to 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Answers to those. So let's hear you. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I'm putting it now. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that tells me you are following. Then we'll take a look at that. Of course, I will do like 2 more next week, and then of course we'll do the last one now the last day. So we have this. So okay, let me now take a look at this. It shouldn't be that difficult. And within the 2 minutes or so, let me get reactions. Number 7, some people already giving me the answer. Some already guess okay. So those says, false, true. Okay, let's take a look at the answers. The first question is, when you create a member's mail account, which is, we have 2 guests, either guests or members account. Members can have full asset. Now, the word can is it possible? Can it really have an account that can have a full admin role? Yes, it can have a full admin role. Also, when you create a guest account can have full admin role. Yes, also, it can have full admin role because you are inviting that person, and then you can provide, the admin role for that person as well. Yes, so it's very possible you create a user account and you provide an access for that account. Yes, you can have it. If provided you that you are providing, remember the word can, you that you are providing access to that invite, you must have an invited role, meaning that you must have an admin, the kind of and the access that can invite somebody from outside to do. But does it mean that account can it have a full admin role? Yes, it can have a full admin role. In some cases where you don't want to provide a member's account for somebody, or maybe there's a partnership between the 2 companies, and you want somebody, an expert from another, your partnership, to have access to your own environment, yes, you can give that person a full admin role. With the guest account, you will need external ID for invitation. Yes, the answer is true. You will need external ID for invitation. If you are dealing with guest account, you will definitely need a guest account for invitation, which means either maybe your Yahoo or even any other ID, you will need it for invitation, not your main ID. Now, Type of group account you have on extra Entra ID, which is your Entra. Security groups and distribution groups, of course, is false. We know what we saw yesterday. We are security group and M365 group. So distribution group is not on Entra ID. Remember, I said you should take notes. It's not there. The last one, a user does not need a license to get a user mailbox in Office. Does it mean the user does not need it? It's already finished. So yes, a user, the answer is false. A user before you can create any user account, you must provide a license. And we talked about it yesterday too, that you have to have a license before you can provide a user. Now, not share mailbox. I also want to give this more information to you that a share mailbox can be provided a license. I didn't talk about that yesterday, but a share mailbox can be, and I'll go to show you the difference today when you provide a share mailbox, a license to a share mailbox, and when you don't have a license to a share mailbox. There are two differences. Now, in the share mailbox has 50 GB, where we're going to take a look at today. Let's take a look at our account. I hope that account, my own account, is still active on the screen. So let's take a look at what we have under. I'm going to go to Exchange. Might ask me to sign in again. Okay. So you have more people to admit. Okay. So let's take a look at our exchange. On our exchange, okay. Okay. Thank God. He's now asking me to sign in here. Thank God. All right. So we have so this is our exchange. Let's take a look at what we have on this, because the user mailbox, we talked about it. And then let's take a look at the size. The size. Can you all see? Of course, you can get a lot of information from here. The size here is what? 100 GB. By default, it will say 99, But in the reality, Microsoft will say it's 100 GB. And we only use maybe 1.7 MB out of 99 GB, right? Now, let's take a look at a share mailbox that is provided. This one is a share mailbox, right? When we take a look at share mailbox, and then we'll talk more about little difference between the two of them too as well. Apart from this, I'm showing you. You will see here that it is 50 GB. That's a share mailbox, and this. So we created it, and then it's 50 GB. You can see that the difference there, 50 GB. Now, in terms of delegation, let's take a look at the delegation of each of them. If I want to have access to Adelaide Vance mailbox, which means I want to be able to either send on behalf on this. I'm going to show you, because like I said, we have two places where we can do that. Please pay attention to all these things, because you're going to get another quiz next week. Now, let's take a look at this. Under the delegation here, you will see that it has send as, send on behalf, read and manage full access. So what's this telling us here? So what simply means is, if I provide someone to be able to, which I'm going to do, that can send on behalf of this, or I can, this an account. So if I can say, oh, I want to be able to send from this account, but before I can put my account here, that account must be a user mailbox. Must be a user mailbox. It's usually the best practice to use a user mailbox, because this is a user mailbox. I want to provide access to. Let me give you a scenario of maybe a secretary and the boss. Most times the CEO doesn't have all the time, or maybe there's one principal officer and has a secretary, and they said, "Oh, please provide." Let's say the CEO is Adele, right? And then maybe my own is the secretary. The secretary can, the CEO can say, "Please provide provide AJ also, provide AJ access to be able to send from my inbox." What this means is, if they provide me this level of access, send us access or permission, what it means is that I can send on behalf, I can send on behalf of this mailbox as if the person is the one sending it. So because we are going to practice that now, send on behalf of this person as if the person is the one sending it. Now there's another one called send on behalf. If they provide me this, which means I can send on behalf of this person, but whoever I'm sending that to, we know that, oh, I am sending it on behalf of my boss, which means to show that I am sending this on behalf of my boss, right? So that's another way of doing it. Now, because I have a license on my mailbox, so I can do that. I can try to sign it with my own password, and then I will try to send on behalf of this person using either of this. Now, the other one too I can do is I can also provide myself with full access. So this full access is for me to read everything, to see everything. So I can be given this full access, and then I may not be able to send on behalf of this, either as to be able to send on behalf of this, or even not be able to even send on behalf of this. Does that make sense? So in most cases, you want to give whoever that want to have a full access this one, and either this. Either you want to give the person send access, or you want to give the person send on behalf access, right? So in this case now, this guy is my boss, and then he wants me to be able to send on behalf of this person. I'm able to read the mail of this person, which we are going to demonstrate now, because that's the first thing I ask you to be able to put the delegation as part of your practice. Also, let me see. I think I believe we are already done with this thing. That's fine. So we have that as well. So that being said, so let me go ahead. So I'm going to do one first. Put this person, and I'm going to put myself as a delegation on this. So confirm. So I'm going to sign it with my own mailbox. In your case, just pick any of these users and then use another person as a delegation, into that. Then I'm going to say, oh, I need to, because you don't have license. For those who are using the shared environment, and because we can't give everybody license, we have a limited license here. So you can use any. That's why I've shared the password for you guys. You can sign into any of these users and use, because it's out for practice anyway. So, and you can practice with it. You don't have any problem. You can open at multiple times. So we don't have any problem with that. So I'm going to confirm this. And so I've added this to this mailbox. Last time, you remember that I opened Adelaide mailbox here. I'm going to sign out, and I'm going to sign with my own mailbox. I'm going to sign with my own mailbox. So I will use Outlook. This hopefully it will provide me, and I'm going to say, okay, I'm going to go with this one. Then, because I needed to use my account to be able to send on behalf of this. So now I have, this is my mailbox, right? This is my own mailbox. But now, I'm going to do it online, right? So, but I want to be able to send on behalf of, I want to open Adelaide mailbox. Adelaide mailbox, Adelaide Vance. I want to open Adelaide Vance mailbox. So how do I go about that? So I will go to this function. where I have my name, and I'll say open another mailbox. That is if I'm using Outlook, if I'm using this. But if I'm not using this, I have another example using my Outlook, my own Outlook, which I created several mailbox that I used to log in through from. I'm going to show you in a while. So if you have your Outlook, not because we have Outlook on the web and we have Outlook on the app. So I'm going to open this and say, oh, the person I needed is Adele Vance. So which is this one. And then open, because that's the one. If I'm not provided access to this, I will not be able to open this account. So I'm going to open this now. And then when I open it, what do I see? I see a blank mail because there's no, Now this is Adele's account now. Adele Vance, right? Adele Vance. So this one is the account of Adele Vance. And now I can send from this account. You remember that I can check the emails of this account. I can say, okay, I can send from this account. When I'm sending from this account, okay, I can send from this account and say, okay, let me send to, let's say I'm using, so I'm going to use I hope Microsoft will allow us to send externally. Because this is sending externally now, this address. Test 1 and test 1. So we are going to query this thing as well. Then I'm going to also, let's see. So I'm going to send that. So yes, it did send to this. So let's leave it at that. So I'm going to come over here. Now, how do we see the email coming through? This is my mail. I hope Microsoft will be able to allow. Yes, it went. That's fine. Do you see now that when I receive this email, it's coming from Adele to me, and you can never even know whether it's not Adele, even though I have a delegation on this account. I did not send it from my own a.aisa at this, but I use my own account to enter into this person's email and send. Now, that's why you have to be very careful, because the position you are applying for is a very sensitive one. And you have to be very careful when they don't give you the authority to give permission on another person's mailbox. You must not do that. Because in America, like in this case, you will need to do a lot of background check. And they also be sure that you can be trusted, and then you don't go the way of frauding people while you are working for an organization, because you have a powerful tools, you have what it takes to impersonate. So this is more like impersonating, but it's real because it's part of what you are signing for. And so if you have worked with if you have somebody like me who have worked with several organizations, worked with CEOs of multi-billion companies, and you need to have to take extra measure to be well disciplined, not to tamper with it, because if they give you those access, they give you the access for administrative purpose only, and you must not do it until you get, if for any reasons, you have to be careful for whatever reasons. So please be mindful of what you do on their end. So now you could see now that I have this is from my own account here. This is my own account. You see that. You can see my own account. Where is it? You can see from my own account, I opened this, another mailbox, and then I was able to come with this. And when I come into this, I can now send on behalf of this without showing me that it's me who is actually sending it. Now let's take a look a little back. I'm going to go back again, and I'm going to close this part, and I'm going to go back to the Exchange, and I'm going to take this out. I'm going to remove this permission. I'm going to confirm this delegation and go back. Then I'm going to provide this for myself. So we're going to take a look at this. I mean, within 5 minutes, we'll tell you, but usually I think it's less than 5 minutes for it to appear. So that's fine. So kind of wait a little bit, just for it to appear. Now, here is the situation. At least you've been able to get through this. So you can send email, like we just send email from here to here. It's very important. That we're going to look at so many things here. Why that is going on, where we're going to do a test for that delegation. And then we'll also take a look at the on the where is that share mailbox? Yes, on the share mailbox, you could see the delegation here. You see the delegation here under Exchange. You see it has send us, and it has full access here, right? You see that one doesn't have on behalf here. It doesn't have on behalf. Please pay attention. It doesn't have on behalf here under Exchange, and you only have this and this. But now let's go and take a look at when we go to our admin center. On our admin center, we have active users, with those mailboxes, we said we provide licenses, and then, this one also has share mailbox here, right? And then let's go to this share mailbox here, and then we'll take a look at now, do you see something strange here? You will see that under this, you will see you can provide this, you can provide this, you can also provide this. Now, I don't know why Microsoft did it that way. If you are not conversant with this, you might miss out, because if you say, oh, provide a send on behalf on this mailbox, and you say, oh, it's a share mailbox, you can't provide it, because you see under the admin center. And then, so you need to be able to pay attention to all these differences. And then, but when you open it here, you will see that the delegation only provided you 2, right? Now, by default, they want you, once you are providing a delegation on these share mailboxes, from the Exchange perspective, they want you to only send us, and then, but because it's only on rare occasion, you want to use a share mailbox as send on behalf. Now, in most cases, when you are using send on behalf, you are only doing it because you want other person to see that, oh, this is being used by another person's account. So let's take a look at this Adele again. So we're going to open Adele again. And this time around, we also want to send email. And then want to send email to, let's just say, let me send mail to me, myself as well. So let's see test 2. Okay, so okay, test 2. Let's go back to my email. I hope it's gonna show. Oh, it's still showing this. Let me see the difference here. I'm not sure it's been populated. Okay, let me do this. Um, let me send to my account. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to give you some time. I'm going to give you some time. Normally it's not supposed to give me, let me go and see what is showing here. So it's sending from this. I'll give you some time and then retry again. So normally it will show me something like, that's, this person is sending, I will have a small strips of saying that, okay, it's coming from this person. So me, I will know that, okay, this mail is coming from Adeleme box, but it's being sent by someone else, right? It's being sent by someone else. So naming somebody is the one sending on behalf of this person. So yeah, because this is a test account, somebody said this, and so likely we're going to have that issues here. But nonetheless, so I want you to understand the concept here is where is that? The concept here is under this delegation, from a line in the message sent by this indicate that the message was sent by the delegate on behalf of the owner. So in real practice, that's what you will see. Maybe because we are using Sandbox, but in real practice, that's what you're going to see on behalf of someone. So this, pay attention to this. So there will be a line when you receive that message that this thing is actually being sent. Is yes, maybe it's coming, the maybe it's coming from this, but whoever is sending it, that delegate, which is me now in this case, I'm the one sending on behalf of this person. So that's what's being sent on behalf. So please pay attention to this. You can practice that and then maybe you show me next time. By the time we're seeing we are coming. So let's see. If it's not, maybe it has to do with this environment. But I'm going to leave it at that. Anyway, it's just for us to understand the mail flow. Now, I'm going to go to today's this thing. I'm going to quickly go over this today. We're going to, time will not permit us to demo Azure because if you don't have a system, then I could just demo Azure. Or I mean, I can actually do it actually. For those who are going to be going to a higher class, I will be going to do a little bit of Azure demo. The essence of me trying to do a demo is because I want to have the real Outlook client, and which I already shown you, like with using my own account, my own official account. So I use my own official account to demo. So this one, but I will still show you, just in case you are interested, how you can actually use because we are partner to Microsoft, so I can easily install one. So I can just do that now. So basically, I can create an Azure account, and then I'll DP from this account to remotely go to the virtual machine. For those who are going to be going to the advanced class, they will be able to. In fact, I'm going to do that now. I think it's better for me to do it so that you will say, oh, why didn't you just touch about it? So I'm going to touch about this now. So let's quickly take a step to that. So I'm going to take a deep dive to the so probably the only time we'll touch Azure. So this is the Azure portal, and I'm going to I'm not saying you should do that now. You don't need to do that now. The only reason why we're doing, like I said, so we have Microsoft partner, so we get credits, for doing so. You don't need to do that right now because you will not have access to it. It's only for those who are going to be going to higher class. So I'm going to go through this to do a virtual machine. So typically, I want to create a machine that I want to use online. I just want to be able to use that machine, maybe do exercise or do practice on it. So I can just create one, and when I create one, I can use it anytime I'm trying to do a demo with you guys. And then at some point, I'll delete the machine on my own. So I'm just going to create one so that you can see I need a virtual machine. So I'm going to just quickly walk through the virtual machine. So we have our Microsoft Partner Network account. So I can create a different group, which I can delete. I'm going to say demo, resource group, demo, and then the virtual machine's name, I'm also going to say demo. I'm going to push the machine on ES region 2. I don't need to have availability zones. I just need no infrastructure required. Then I'm not installing. I'm going to install Windows 10 Pro version. Yes, that's okay for me. This image is not compatible with selected security types. Okay. Oh, sorry. Basic standards, what I needed. So security basic standard. So and then again, this is what it's going to cost me for a month. If I keep it running, after this one, I will deallocate it. So it's not going to be. So I need a system with about 8 gig or maybe 16 gig, whichever way. I have a 2 VCP US. Then I can create my account to log in with that account for me to log into this system when it's finished creating. I will just say, and then I have my, I'm gonna, oh, I think I've created one before, but that's fine. It doesn't need to be, yep. So there's something I can remember. So that I can remember it. Okay. Again, this is not part of your curriculum. I only try to use this to, like I said, for just majorly for demo. It's not part of your curriculum. It's part of the advanced demo curriculum. I've confirmed I have an engineering license. I don't need that, do I? Mm, mm, Not yet. It wants me to. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to RDP into this account. So I'm going to create, this is what it's going to be charging me per hour. So we'll wait for it. Just a few minutes, you're going to wait for it. So it's going to create the system that I'm going to log into in short period, very few minutes. But then while deployment is going on in progress, I'll quickly just run through what I have here. for today. We've done some mail flow we are going to trace. Just bear with me. So we're supposed to take a look at this. Look at the Outlook OWA, which we have done some little bit of demonstration. I'm going to take a look at hybrid mail flow architecture, inbound mail flow, outbound mail flow, email traces, email analyzer, transport rules. For this one, we've already talked about it. I'm going to route DP, which means I'm going to remote desktop into this computer. And then, like I mentioned before, we have different level of Outlook. The Outlook clients, the one I showed you just now. And then we have, we'll be looking at Outlook clients properties and connectivities with time. And then we also look at the Outlook on the web access, the one I showed you, the one that is on the web. And then talking about the Mailflow architecture, well, I decided to bring this one in, and not necessarily because you're going to treat all this now. Now, just for you to have an idea of what we are talking about, it's as complex as it is for those who are going to be going to advanced class. It's complex, but at the same time, the one we are doing now is between a user here, which is, you see the user here, and from 1. And then eventually it's coming back at 11. But this user here, you see a user here sitting down here, who is trying to either send email to somebody who is going to go through Exchange. Like I said, the entry ID is that gives the identity. The M365 is the one that the workloads, right? So the workload, but every workload is tied to this entry ID, the one we have been talking about. Under this one, we have Admin Center, we have Exchange, we have SharePoint, we have all those. But this is very important because they all tie to this. So if a user is trying to either send email or receive email, whatever it is, it's going to pass through the Exchange Online, which is also connected to this. Now, we are not going to discuss this, and that's why these 5, 6, 4, we are not going to discuss this because those are for the next class. Now, but the one that we're going to discuss is going to be 1, 10, right? And then maybe 9, 7, 8, because and 11. Now you could see that here is 1. This is when it's going out, and then it's trying to check. It will come back and say, okay, is this person available? And then you see that the first arrow go, that arrow come back under 1, and then that arrow go back again to go and check this identity, whether this person is present in the environment or not. And then when the further check will be the one that you are trying to do by doing authenticator. You said, okay, you got to 3. Instead of now going to 4 or 5, which is on premises, we are going to talk about that in the advanced class. Now, let's say this this check has been done, this one has been done. Then the next thing, you go back to 7. Now say, oh, is there any condition why this person should not be granted permission or not? You say, okay, we'll go and check. Okay, if it is yes, then it will come to Authenticator app and now prompt you. You see the audio process prompts you to put this in there. Once it passes you, it comes back as, okay, yes, grant him access. Then it come back to 10. And then, of course, when it comes back to 10, this person will receive the token that, yes, it is true. This person can be good. Then you open the channel to 11 so that you can now be connected to Exchange, continuously. You see the process. So if you have an hybrid environment, you can see it a different thing entirely. So, just understand the architecture for now. Those who are going to be going to the next class will be going more deeper, because the essence why you are in this class is to see how you can harness, because people you are going to be working for remotely, overseas, they want to see how much depth of knowledge you have, how much you can actually, and that's why, like I mentioned to you guys, people in India are getting jobs from Pune, from India, and they are living very fine. So you don't need to even leave any place, and you still have a good job, provided you have the skill. If you don't have the skill, nobody's going to give you the job. So we all have to understand that you must have your skill that will give you, and your skill is your money. Once you have it, it's permanent to you. So when you don't have it, well, it's lucky you, continue to be in your level. I mean, there's nothing we can do. So now, on the other flip side, we're going to be talking about inbound mail flow. Please pay attention to this. Your inbound mail flow, basically, you have different level of. Now, inbound mail flow means that emails is coming from external and it's coming to you, or email is coming from your colleagues, is coming to you. Whichever way it is coming inbound. You are receiving email to your own environment. So the way is going to, the number of filters, how that email is going to be scanned, there are different levels. We have what we call connection filter. We have what we call anti-malware filter. And we have what we call transport rules. And what we call anti-threat protections. And then, of course, sorry for not cutting this one, also anti-spam content filtering. And then, of course, from the content filtering, then you have what we call 0-hour purge and all that. So please pay attention to this. So this is the first level. This talk about IP level. These are the antivirus, virus level. And then these are rules, how you want email to be distributed. And at this point, you're now going to start taking a look at the policies. Policy, that's advanced threat protection policies. Policy that need to be acted on the mails. So it has a lot of process that you have to before you receive the mails. And then, of course, at this point, that's where the cybersecurity team, for those who are going to be going to expert level, will begin to inspect some of those messages to see, why, there's the aspect of security in this that you have to take a look at. Now, of course, outbound will be a little bit, lesser, because when somebody is coming in, just like when you are coming into an environment, even your gate or environment, there will be a lot of keys and all that. But when you are going out, definitely it will be reduced. The process will be reduced. But at this point, the only thing we are concerned about is whether the email is not a spam, whether the rules that need to be acted on, and then the email doesn't have virus. Because if it has virus, whoever you are sending to on the other end to, what will happen? They will consider that, and they will flag your own email ID and they can block you. So the environment here provides that mechanism to protect any email coming out of your environment for you to go. So then we go to the classwork. So I think we are ready now to get into our environment. Again, I'm just going to sign in since I already demonstrated that part. Then we're going to take a look at this, and then also going to look at the calendars and, try to walk around this, and I already told you guys to use incognito or private for you to access your mailboxes. We know that. Also, another thing that I've also showed is to assign exchange assign roles, which I think you already, then we'll be probably going through tracings of mails. We sent some mails already. We send some messages. We are going to do the tracing. We're going to look at this, the message, and we're going to look at this, and we're going to look at this. So basically, mine is just to send. So on my system here, I'm going to be using what we call on my system, most of Windows call it RDP, remote desktop connection. I'm going to be RDP. RDP is a protocol which is being used by the remote desktop connection from a system to remote to any system at all, wherever they have. Once you have their IP address, you can remote to it. So I'm going to go back to I'm going to, number one, open this RDP for me. This was the one that I used last. I'm going to open a new IP. So I'm going to go back to my machine. So it's been deployed already. So this is my machine that is deployed. So I can easily go back home, and then so virtual machines. I have one already running. You see, this machine is located here. So if I look into this machine, I can expose my IP. There's no problem. Then later on, I'm going to deallocate it. So, and I'm not using for any critical distance. So for video, I just want to show you how you can go about it. So I'm picking up my primary IP address. which is this. And then I'm going to be signing into this account. So other things I can do is to, since I have I can put my email, my username here. So anytime I'm trying to sign in, so I'm allowed to save my credentials. And then I can connect. So it will ask me for my password, which I created. And then I can log in. Now, this system that I'm about to log into is somewhere on the cloud. It's not anywhere. So he has created a system for me that I can log in on the cloud and then it can make use of, right? It's a brand new system. So I don't need to. So you can imagine me, and at the expert level, I could deploy about 1,000 system within few minutes. So that's the power of you making sure that you get to a level where you can actually do a lot. So knowledge is power, and then you can do a lot with it. You can have deployed a lot of machine, that you can work with, right? So a lot of machines that you can have. This is now outside. This is on a computer that I'm using, outside, which I can say, okay, let me try to, on this computer now, this is a new computer. I could decided to open, don't sync anything for me. Don't even need this. Continue without Google data, confirm browsing. And then this is a computer somewhere else. And I can, with this, my computer, I can open anything there. I can download, I can do whatever I want to do on my computer. And I can also do, send emails, whatever it is I want to do with this computer. This computer is running, right? So I only did that because I put it in my manual already. So, just for you to know. So whatever I can do here, download, so you can continue, but they are going to be charging me anyway. So I'll deallocate it after the class. So in case I need to do work with it or practice with you later on. So that's one part of this that has been done. Now we're going to be, so that's one part of this, sending mails and calendars, sharing calendars, of course. Let's quickly go to calendar. Where is that our account? I have, so this is my own emails. This is Adele's emails. So I can decide to, I needed to share, I needed to share what's it called, calendar with him, with Adele, right? So I could just say we need to have a meeting at, let's say a meeting on Tuesday, and I say meeting, and like we said, okay, you know what? I need someone to be part of this meeting. Of course, I don't need to tell you, okay, it's available. And then you can have many people. And then you also know that you can put the DL, the number of people, if you create a DL and you want all of them, we have some DL that we created, right? We have DL that we created, if I recall. If I want every member of that DL, let me see, on the Exchange server, we have groups. So you can imagine distribution lists, and then how many members on this distribution list? We have, okay, we have this. So I could actually share to members of this. So by just sending message to this DL alone. And then, so I just need to send message to this DL alone. So, which is the primary distro is this one. So, so I don't even need to share with this. I'll just share with these people, and everybody on that automatically will receive that invitation. So it could be Teams, it could be whatever it is. So you can do it to one person, you can do it to many people through that DL alone, and they will see that. And I can send messages to them. Other things that can be done too, which I'm going to talk about now. So this is just sharing this. So if we imagine now that we want to, let me see, I hope they have it. So I think I received, let's look at this. This is Adele mailbox, you see. He has received it. I didn't use Adele's now. Other people with that account already received their own invitation by just using that one. The same thing I told you, when you are sending mail to group of people, you send it to that DL, everybody will receive it under emails. If it's a meeting too, all of them will receive under meeting. Just go to the calendar, all of them will receive it. So instead of putting a lot of people on this thing and sending them meeting one by one, you just need to send it to a DL and everybody receive it, or go to and everybody receive it. Does that make sense? So I'm going to leave it at that. So let's have what's it called? Sorry, I'm just going through all the this thing. Hope we get it. Yes, you have all recording, there are recordings there. So please, so just pay attention, go back and go by it, practice with it. Like I said, it's not something you can say you have to practice it. You have to see it works for you. Practice it, practice it, practice it. That's the only way. And if you know you are going to the next class, please practice it extensively, because it's going to get deeper. So it's going to get deeper, because you want to have a leverage, you want to change your status, you want to make life better for yourself. Please, you have to put in hard work. Nobody give you any money on the ground, on the field. You have to work for it. You got to work for it. Please, you have to work for it. So now, that being said, I think we have demonstrated this thing. Now, I would like to, under the meeting, and we talked about something about okay, so let's say I need this, and then more options. Remember, we talked about rooms. We talked about rooms, that assuming we want to, we talked about rooms, and then so we can have buildings, we have rooms, room finder. I'm not sure do we have rooms that we created? Okay, I think it's not here already. Now, this is what's going to happen. We'll do more of that in the advanced class, but I'm just going to push this one here because we have created one room before. Let's go to Exchange, resources. So we have rooms. You see, that room supposed to be, there's a way you make sure that room is open, is showing on that room. This thing, but for now, let's just say we want to book this room. When you remember what I told you about rooms, and we want this meeting to actually happen. We want meeting to happen in this room, and then not just meeting to happen in this room. Please attend. Do we need to have a projector add, to the room, add a room or location? And we also need to reserve something else too. We also want to reserve a projector. If you have a projector there, do you have a projector? Okay, we can't put a car in there, but of course we can create that as well. So the essence of it is that we have a room, we have this, and then we will save this, and then of course executive meetings now. Executive meetings, and then we want, let's add the same set of people we have in that DL to also attend, right? The same set of people we have in that DL that we created, distribution list that we created, to also attend these people. So all of them will definitely receive this invitation. Now it will also come with this. So we now have this room, and we could, you see, So we have this available in that room, so that's fine. So we have this room, then we can have projector to this room. So this is available, it's going to show, and then we can say, okay, send. So where do you want it? Is it going to be Teams meeting and all that? It's going to provide all that and send. And then so we send that, and then of course it's a Teams meeting. It tells us that, oh, sorry, I was even using Adele as organizer. So pardon me, but that's fine. Since I'm using our own account or his account, I mean, I don't know who this is. It's a physician's account, but our own Adele is a lady. So we're using our own account to book that room. So which means everybody is, so it's required everybody to be there, and we are using this room. So that's how, practice, practice, practice. So let's quickly get to Makeflow before our time elapses. We've sent some emails. Now, this is where the real, these are just little things. The real work now starts when somebody calls you and say, oh, we have a problem. I don't get email. Somebody was trying to send email, say we have a proposal, they're trying to send, and we didn't get it. How do you go about it? How do you now solve that problem? Because the reason why you are going to be employed is to solve the problem of people who are using Outlooks, but you need to understand the background. Oh, we can't get this, because you have the admin privilege. So what do? And of course, one of the first key things you do is call email to trace the emails, which we are going to be going through now. So let's go to Mayflow. Now in Mayflow, you have a number of things. And for this thing, we're only going to be looking at the message trace and rules. Message trace and rules. The remaining one, we're going to do that at the higher class. Remit domain, accepted domain, connectors, and all that we're going to do at the higher class. So now, what is message trace? Somebody you want to get validate. Somebody's asking you, there's a problem, and then you have what we call the sender and recipient. Now, the sender is the one who is sending either from outside the organization or inside the organization, sending to the recipient is the one who received the email. Now, then you can also do for all the senders, for all the recipients, whichever way you want to do. Of course, usually you want to use so let's say you want to use Adele, for instance, is sending emails out, and then I'm the recipients, and I say, okay, to all recipients, I'm not going to put anything here. It shows that I'm going to be all recipients, and usually it will give me between short period of time between this to this. So today is 16, right? Between this and this, about 3 days. And then I can increase it. I can say, okay, give me up to last 7 days or last 13 or whatever it is, or 20, and then I would say you give me. But if you go beyond that, it might say you have to export the result. But just for now, let's search emails. So we have we're trying to make a search of this mail, and then we see a number of things. We saw that, oh, this mail was sent or received. What if the mail was sent into a wrong address? You also see it there. It also show whether it's delivered or not. Now, your own assignment will be, you try to use an address that is not existing. And then try to use an address that's sending out. And then, yeah, that's the only way. So, and then you can get into this and then check what more information that you got to see here. The events, how does it go through? You see, this is where it started from this environment, it submitted it goes deeper, and then it goes to different ops to get to this point. So, and that's how it works. If it fails too, it's going to show you. So I need you guys to test it. Test your own, practice with it, and then make sure that you are confident that yes, you can do this tracing. Do this because you are going to need it. Whether you like it or not, you're going to need it. Now, the other one I'm going to show you, it's before we ramp up, They rises up. So the email, so please do all this, try to send emails, whether through DLs or these messages users. It's up to you now. You have all the privileges, you have everything to work with, you can do all you need to do. And then I'm also going to check, before I go into this, I'm going to go into what we call headers analyzer. Headers analyzer will show me the message trace. I mean the how to analyze it, and you can use two resources. You can use MX Toolbox or Microsoft's is an online tool which is very handy. Microsoft has one that is MX Toolbox. So let's say MX Toolbox. Okay, this MX Toolbox, very powerful tools that you use. Also, this MX Toolbox, just leave it as it is right there, and you go to message. The other thing we are going to use when we go to the next class, which you're going to do a lot of, checks. Now we also have what we call Microsoft Connectivity Analyzer. Which you're also going to Microsoft Connectivity Analyzer. So which is this one? Okay, let me see. Where is it? Email. Where is that? Oh, no. This I'm beginning. Microsoft Connectivity. Yeah. So this one is what I'm looking for. Now, there's a lot of tools here, which, like I said, is for advanced and this class. But the one that matter to us is this one, which is the header. We want to trace mail. We want to see if where the problem is. If there's any problem, we want to see what's going on. And then in most cases, you request for what's called email header. How do you get email header? I mean the header. So you remember that they send me emails, message. I got this message from Adele Vance. I got this message from Adele Vance. And how do I trace what's going on here? So just go to this, then I can go to the tools now. I think options is options. Is this search? Okay, hold on. 1 minute. We have to message. Okay. 1 minute. Give me 1 minute. Okay, so we have file, and then we have so where's the properties? Okay, 1 minute. Why am I seeing the properties here? but I'm using the different version. Okay. Okay, let's see. Let me see here. Profiles, this. In a while, not outcoming. Check one, then one after the other. Okay, this is let me go to this. Yeah, I have another way to get it, but I always get it through in different ways. So, but I just want to make sure that we get it here through this way. Because it was supposed to give me properties. Okay, you know what? I'll go through the other way. I mean, that's I don't want to go through that professional way of you getting it. That's what they have been. Because at this level, you're supposed to use just let me check these options that you have here. Internet. Okay, if I can't remember how to get, so let me quickly just go to my other way of getting it. So I'll come back to this is if I'm able to get that. The other way of getting this is to go through, I'll show you guys. So let me try this also. Oh, okay, let me do this. Oh, now I see. I think that's where the problem is. I was supposed to double click this. I was supposed to double click the message out. So please pay attention. It's been a long time I used that. So I was supposed to double click that particular message. So it will give me this, then I can just say this. Then it give me properties. So this is what I'm looking for. Please pay attention. It's been a long time. I'm also going to show you the other way because we have not got to that level. I've started using the what we call Microsoft Explorer I know to do all my stuff. So I never really use this anymore. So so I double click that message. It brought me a different window, and then I'll come up with this internet message. So that's what happened. So now let's go to the analyzer we put here. We have one from Microsoft. You see, I copied that message. You know what I did there? From my own Outlook here. From our own Outlook that received the message, right? What I did is I double click here. Let me close it again. I double click the message, then it opens and then gives me the properties. Then I click on the properties. When I click on the properties, then it gives me an internet. Then I click on this one, just Control A and Control C, copy all this for me, just for you to know. That's how I get this code from. So for every message that you send on the internet, they have their own header. So this header is going to help you to trace. So when I analyze it now, it's going to give me ops, how the thing is passing through the internet. So it shows me that this is coming from productionoutlook.com, which is from Microsoft. And then, of course, it's also coming back to Microsoft as well, which is my own environment, which another server within the Microsoft environment, which is production.outlook.com, and I receive it. Now, also tell me a number of informations that I needed to have. So this other information that I needed to have, spam confidence level, this policy. Do you have it protected by any policies? No. And then, of course, you will see more information here. Those are the things that we will study more later on in the advanced class. You get. So the same thing too, if you use this, what's it called? This one too, MX choose, it also give you something similar as well. So any of those tools is good for you to use, but this all also give you some other informations too. Again, all these ones, we're going to be studying that on the advanced class when we get to the advanced class. So for the other way, to check it, even though I'm not supposed to tell you that one, I think we should go back to that. When we get to the advanced class, I'm going to show you that one. The other way to check the others, we'll go to it because it's under security. But for now, just focus on this before we move on to the next class. Now we have, so because we won't be able to finish all we needed to finish. So basically, on this class, what we have tried to do is, number one, we can use another system. We can use your own system, just using Cognito. We can't be able to install now until we have to install into another system that I have here. So which means you can install this. This is my system. Can you see I'm moving it? So you see like something that's like a lightweight, but it's a system that I can do whatever I want to do inside it. So it just, being like a browser. So also you can trace emails, you can send emails, you can use that DL. You can check the connectivity analyzer, which I've done, MX2 to test email flow. And of course, the transport rule, the final part. The transport rule, it's under Exchange, right? So let me go back to our environment. So this transport route under Exchange, let's go back to image trace. These are rules. They didn't create any rules for us. Yes, you can try your, I would say this one is very powerful. And then whatever rules you are creating, please delete it after, because it's going might affect. So let's take a rule, for instance, but whatever rule you are going to create, for those who are going to be using our own environment, whatever rule you are going to be creating, make sure that that rule does not affect other people working. Now, let's say, for instance, I want to prevent any email coming from outside to this environment. I want to create a new rules. And in my new rule, I said, okay, prevent email, a particular email from coming. You get something like that. Make it as simple as possible. So it will tell me, so number one is the rule is that the sender, I want the sender to be, is it internal or external? If the sender to be a particular person, just one. If it's external, we can put it there, and this is external, you can, this is one person. I can just say, okay, I could just say prevent any mail coming from, Ask Ajayi, for instance. So nobody in the organization will be able to receive emails coming from this. That's what it means. So save this one. And then I said, okay, this one, what does it need to do? Any email coming with a sender, what does this thing need to do? The action point is block the message. If you block the message, is there another thing you want it to do? Reject the message, which include explanation. That's okay. When you are blocking it, don't send message here again. Out of bound. So we're going to try it anyway. We can try this one. But there are so many things messages include, but you can say, okay, with another exception, except if the recipient, the exception is that if the recipient is this person. Now, it will only, if the exception is this person, no, yes, you can send. The person will receive it. So we can do the very small, and the prevent email come from, .com, right? So let's do it this way. And so it's coming from that. And then we have, so I'm going to just, let me move this one out. So I'm going to save this and I need to enforce it. So this is the rule finish. You're going to take some time. You will create it first, then you also enable the rules. So I'm going to leave the rule here for some time, just for you to have an idea of what you can do. It's a very powerful tool. Please don't block anybody's mails. For those who are using this, that's why I needed people who are responsible to be able to use this place. So now you see the status is disabled. Then you can go ahead and enable it. I said, okay, after you enable it, that rules is in effect. Now let me try to send email to two people from my inbox. I want to send email to two people here. One person I want to send email to. I want to send email to Adele. I want to send email to so I want to send mail to this person, and let's go to my personal email, even though it's outside. So let's see. Let's see. I'm sending emails. Test 3. Test 3. Then I sent email to Adele. So I've sent that. And then I'm going to send email to another person. I'm going to send email to this person within my environment. That will be I'm going to send email to this person, test 4, and then test 4. So I'm going to send email to this from my inbox. So let's go back to the environment. So let's see what we got. So we have on my environment, we have this test 4. Now on the environment, this is what this is. I want to try to open Adele if Adele received it. So let's see. Is this Adele's account? No, right? So let's try it and open Adele's, since we have access to open the Adele's account. Let's see. So when we see this Adele, see that Adele did not open it. See. Now let's go and check our trace. Let's go check the mail flow to check on our let's go back to matrix. They send, oh, we sent somebody sent an email, we couldn't get it. What happened? So let's see what happened. The sender is this. And then the recipient is Adele, right? We can even say, the recipient is this. Let's search. Something must have happened. Why, edit. Let's try to raise the time of send. What's going on? Oh, you rejected it completely, but I thought it was supposed to give me on the Entra level. Okay, let's go to our email to see if there was a message back from any Do you have any trash mail, sent mail? So because I sent test 3, test 5, I sent test 2 to Adele. Then what happens? Do we have any mails coming from here? Okay, didn't see that, right? We have all right. So anyway, so the first thing we establish here is that the rules, let's go back to the rule, just for a moment. Where's that let's go back to the rules for a moment. Now, this is the rules that we have, and I prevented this. So this is I probably need to go to another place where I want to go. Eventually is what I'm going to go, which I didn't really want to go, but I will go there because it's not giving me, it's taking time to give me what I wanted. I might need to go there. So this person is sending me, because for that to actually get into, for for this to get me to this. So we have a delay, right? Okay, let me first of all show you all the emails sent by this person. Let's see what happens. It takes a while for this thing to come in. So now I'm going to show Adele. I'm going to go back to what I didn't want to go to, but let's use Adele first to try again. Because the mail came today. All right. So if it didn't happen, so the other things you can use, let me go to under security. I'm going to go to admin center. Then I'll go to security. Yeah, I guess it's maybe Microsoft is trying to prevent user from coming in, but somehow this one is more powerful, but it's limited to your scope. And I'll just to show you. But again, hopefully maybe when you are started using it, it will be populating more for you guys. So it will be populating more. But I just want to show you because you will see it here clearly here. So I need I'm not sure you guys have access to this thing right now, but so this one definitely is going to show it. Yes. You see, this is going to show you because it's more powerful than the other one. Now, you see test 3, test 4, they are here. But in reality, I needed to show, I need to, if I need you to give me there's any exchange transport rule that must have acted on them. Sender's IP, recipient domain. So I'm fine with this. Now let's take a look at this. What was delivered? This was sent to this and was sent to this. So this was delivered, right? This was delivered, and you could see this where you can view the header, the one I was trying to show you before. Past they came and some other stuff, yeah. So there are other things that can be done here anyway. So I don't need this one. So now and then what happened to this one? Can you see this one here? Hold on. Test 3 and email, yeah. So this one, what happened? Do you see here? It's failed. So this failed, and should give me why it failed. I needed is to refresh, and then why this failed. I'm not copying anything. I just needed to know. Rules. Okay, yeah. Because inbound, the message header, recipients. I don't want to start analyzing it right now, but what is important is that there's a failure in this. So I could go do the header. You guys can try and walk around it. Check the header and see why it failed. So I'm going to leave that there. I'm going to leave this one there. You guys go and do the test and see how it failed. And then, of course, also go back to the other exchange side. Under message trace, it's still going to come up later on, but try to check that before right now it's a, or you try to compose another trace. When we did it first time, it came true. So sometimes it takes some time. So we have that. So it should definitely come through later on, but let's see. So, and then, yeah, definitely the email was sent, only that it was not received. So the other one is at the layer that is higher than this. So if it's not found, that's fine. But for some reason, it's showing that it's failed on this environment, even though it's coming from Yahoo Message Center. But it definitely gets to this environment, but it failed to deliver because of that rule. All right, so I'm going to stop here. So I think I've tried. So questions, one or two questions before we go. So please, you're going to take time. You're going to take time to this is a lot to assimilate. Somebody says it's a lot to assimilate. That's the reason why I know even this, what of you get to the advanced class, but of course, I mean, it's a lot to assimilate, I know, but that's why it's being recorded for you. So go over it and practice with it. You cannot get without being practiced. You can't practice with it. You can't get it. So that's why I told you that whatever it is, whoever that actually sponsored this program for you, it's a lot for you, and they want the best for you to get the best, and then to compete globally, and then have a foundation for yourself. So please do so. Get your test environment, work with it, and then get all that you needed. All right. Yeah, honestly, it's a lot. Yes, I know it's a lot. Please take time and go over it. And it's a lot when you get to advance. It's a lot. You have more rigorous, because what you are saying is that you want to compete, the global scale. You want to be able to, meet with, you want to work remotely. You want to earn better than what you're doing. Then put in the best to it. Put your best to it. So, I've been asked from the Vostar team to be part of this, and I'm glad I'm part of this. So it's left for you. Globally, people are looking for educated, talented, and very skilled people. But if they don't get you, there's no way you can get to, there's no way you can be employed. So we have people who are employed from Google from Nigeria, people who are employed from Microsoft from Nigeria. We have people who are work from different organizations because they have the skill. Because they have the skill. So if you do have the skill, good luck for you. If you don't have the skill, there's nothing we can do about that. All right, so I guess I'm going to be closing today with this. Since there's no questions, please do your assignments. Oh, by the way, let me quickly share my screen so that I will show the assignment to everybody. Once again, 1 minute. Just let's pay attention. The assignment is going to help. By next week, we are rounding up this class. So let's pay attention. So we've done the class work. So the assignment is very simple. So of course, do all the sending mailboxes from one to the other. Do the mail trace. Do trace mail. Microsoft Flow, this in connectivity, book calendar, reservation, room equipment, create transport route, and test. So I already covered that. Please do so all the time. All right. Thank you, guys. Thank you, everyone. So I'm going to stop share. All right. See you next weekend. Thank you.